Okay, so looking ahead, this week, May 12th to the 18th, 2025, it feels like the cosmos has a particularly strong hand in, in what's going on.
It really does. As we look at the astrological landscape, there are, I'd say, two major events that really jump out at us.
Yeah. Which ones?
Well, first, we've got a really potent full moon in Scorpio. That hits on May 12th. And then just a few days later, we get what looks like a pretty disruptive Sun-Uranus conjunction in Taurus on the 17th.
Wow, okay. So, Scorpio full moon, that sounds intense, deep maybe. And then Sun-Uranus in Taurus disruption.
That's a good way to put it. We're kind of moving from this period of intense emotional focus, where things hidden might bubble up, right into a time of unexpected changes, potential shakeups.
Quite a combination, then.
Exactly. You can almost think of the Scorpio full moon as like a flashlight. It's shining into the deeper corners of our emotional world, right? Bringing buried feelings, maybe unresolved stuff into really sharp focus.
Okay, I see. And the Sun-Uranus part.
Then that Sun-Uranus conjunction acts more like a sudden jolt, like an electric shock almost, pushing us to break free from old patterns, maybe embrace something totally new, perhaps unexpectedly.
Gotcha. So our goal here in this deep dive is to really try and understand what these celestial shifts might actually mean for you as you navigate this week.
Right.
Let's start with that Scorpio full moon on the 12th. It sounds powerful. What's the general overarching feeling it brings?
Generally speaking, yeah, a full moon in Scorpio brings this heightened sense of emotional intensity. Scorpio, in astrology, it's linked with transformation, the subconscious, what's under the surface.
Right, the hidden stuff.
The hidden stuff, exactly. So this full moon, it often creates this need or maybe an opportunity to confront those deeper aspects of ourselves, our lives, things we might usually kind of push aside.
Okay, makes sense. So let's dig into the signs. For those of you who Aries, how might this emotional spotlight play out?
Okay, for Aries, this intense Scorpio full moon, it lights up their 8th house. That's the zone of shared finances, deep emotional bonds, intimacy, power dynamics, that sort of thing.
To be tricky.
It could mean that tension's simmering for a while, maybe around joint accounts or unspoken expectations in partnerships, even hidden power struggles, maybe at work. They might just erupt.
Ooh.
Yeah, demanding pretty direct confrontation. So for Aries, think about areas where trust or control feels a bit off, This full moon will likely drag those right to the surface.
Interesting. Now, Taurus, you mentioned a big event for them later with Uranus. How might this full moon in Scorpio impact Taurus first, maybe setting the stage?
Yeah, good question. For Taurus, this full moon lands right in their relationship sector, the 7th house. So it's bringing a strong sense of emotional clarity about partnership.
Clarity, okay.
They might get a much deeper understanding of their own emotional needs within those connections and sort of the underlying dynamics playing out with partners or other significant people. It could be about finally acknowledging feelings that have been, brewing just beneath the surface in their closest relationships.
Got it. Now, Geminis, they're often juggling a lot, right? Busy minds.
Yeah.
How might this intense Scorpio energy show up for them?
For Gemini, the focus really shifts. It moves to their health and their daily routines. The 6th house.
Health and routines, okay.
Yeah, so this could really illuminate areas where they need to release old habits, things that just aren't serving them anymore. Or maybe make significant changes to support their well-being on a deeper level.
Like finally dealing with something.
Exactly. Maybe finally addressing that nagging health thing or completely overhauling a daily schedule that just feels draining and unsustainable. Time to let go.
Okay. What about Cancer individuals? Often very tuned into emotions. How does this full moon amplify things for them?
Oh, Cancers could feel this full moon quite profoundly, yeah. Particularly in areas connected to romance or creative projects, places where their heart is usually deeply invested. 5th house stuff.
Some more intense feelings.
Definitely potential for feeling extra nostalgic, maybe even emotionally raw. It really brings a need for deep self-care, lots of nurturing. They might find themselves thinking about past loves or pouring really intense emotion into their creative work.
Makes sense. And Leos?
Yeah.
Where does this spotlight of emotional intensity hit for them?
For Leo, it's all about home and family matters. That takes center stage with this full moon in their 4th house.
Home and family.
Uh-huh. There's a real possibility of significant emotional healing happening, maybe within the family unit or concerning their living situation. Perhaps old family wounds need tending, or there's some deep emotional issue tied to their home environment that needs addressing.
Okay. Virgos now. Often focused on clarity, precision. How might this full moon affect their communication style?
Virgo might feel a stronger urge than usual to communicate on a more vulnerable level, more authentic.
Interesting for Virgo.
Yeah, it could lead to conversations that are, well, maybe difficult, but ultimately really necessary. Bringing hidden feelings, hidden truths out into the open. They might find themselves needing to express emotions they usually keep pretty carefully managed. Third house themes here.
Turning to Libra, they seek balance, harmony. How does this intense Scorpio energy affect their equilibrium?
For Libra, the focus shifts to their sense of self-worth and also their shared finances. The second house.
Self-worth and money.
Yep. This full moon could expose underlying imbalances or hidden dynamics tied to financial dependencies, maybe issues of control within relationships where money is shared. They might be forced to confront where they feel unequal or where those power dynamics feel skewed.
Gotcha. And Scorpios themselves, the full moon is in their sign. What's the main message for them?
Ah, yes. For Scorpio, this is a really potent time of release, a major opportunity. First house focus the self. Yes, to consciously let go of emotional baggage, old hurts, old identities, anything that no longer serves their growth. It's really paving the way for significant personal transformation, a powerful chance to shed old skins, you know.
Wow. Okay. What about Sagittarius? What hidden corners might this full moon light up for them?
For Sagittarius, the full moon shines a light on the hidden realms, their 12th house. So think subconscious fears, dreams, anything that's been happening behind the scenes, kind of out of public view.
So more internal.
Very much so. It's a time for deep introspection and potentially bringing closure to projects or situations that have been sort of simmering in the background, finishing things up.
In Capricorns,
Yeah.
usually focused on goals, ambitions, how does this emotional intensity mix with their drive?
Good question. The Scorpio full moon hits Capricorn's sector of friendships and long-term aspirations, the 11th house.
Friends and goals.
Right, so this could be a time to really assess their inner circle, evaluate whether their current connections are truly aligned with and supportive of their bigger life goals. They might need to really consider who's genuinely in their corner.
Interesting social check-in. Aquarians next, often seen as forward-thinking, community-minded. How does the full moon hit their emotional landscape?
Aquarius might find their emotions focused quite intently on family matters during this full moon. It lands in their 10th house, which relates to public image, but also sometimes parental figures or legacy. But the feeling might connect more strongly to deep family roots, maybe linked to the 4th house axis.
Family matters.
Yeah, there could be significant emotional moments, maybe revelations, or even confrontations within the home environment, or perhaps with close family members, maybe relating to deeper roots or foundations.
Okay. And finally, Pisces. Imaginative, maybe spiritual. What themes emerge for them with this intense Scorpio moon?
For Pisces, their beliefs, their broader understanding of the world, that gets illuminated. 9th house. They might feel a really strong inner urge to share their perspectives.
How so?
Maybe through teaching, writing, some kind of creative expression, or even just a powerful desire to expand their horizons, perhaps through travel or more education, sharing their truth.
Okay, wow. So that's a pretty deep dive into the emotional waters stirred up by that Scorpio full moon. Now, just a few days later, May 17th, we hit this Sun-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. That sounds like a completely different flavor of energy.
It really is, yeah. The Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus is often described as a kind of cosmic wake-up call.
A wake-up call.
Yeah, a conjunction means these two planets are really close in the sky, right? So their energies amplify each other. In this case, you've got the steadying core energy of the Sun meeting the disruptive, innovative, maybe erratic force of Uranus.
Uranus sudden change, right?
Yeah, exactly. Planet of sudden change, rebellion, breakthroughs. And when it lines up with our core identity, the Sun, it can bring surprising shifts. A powerful desire for freedom often comes with it too.
Okay. So let's go back through the signs. Aries, we talked about finances with the full moon. How does this sudden Uranian energy layer onto that?
Right. For Aries, this conjunction could show up as a sudden and potentially quite surprising shift in their financial situation. Second house, again, like Libra's focus, but different energy.
Surprising how? Good or bad?
Could be either, honestly. Unexpected opportunities to increase income, maybe. Or conversely, sudden unforeseen expenses might pop up. It's really a time to be financially agile, flexible.
Got it. Heads up for Aries finances. And Taurus, Uranus is in their sign, conjuncting their sun. This must feel super personal, maybe quite disruptive.
Oh, absolutely. For Taurus individuals, this could feel like a very strong, almost irresistible urge to rebel against the status quo or to fundamentally reinvent themselves in some significant way. First house energy, very personal.
Reinvent themselves.
Could be anything, really. A sudden change in personal style, a shift in core values, maybe even a complete change in life direction. They might just feel this intense need to break free from anything or anyone that feels restrictive.
Okay, big potential for Taurus.
Yeah.
What kind of cosmic wake-up call might Gemini get from this unpredictable Sun-Uranus meetup?
For Gemini, this energy might trigger sudden intuitive downloads. 12th house, again, like Sag's full moon focus. But now it's about flashes of insight, maybe vivid, really insightful dreams, or even what feel like psychic nudges.
Intuition boost.
Big time. They might get unexpected flashes of inspiration or sudden clarity about a situation they've been puzzling over.
Yeah.
Definitely a time to pay attention to those fleeting thoughts and gut feelings.
How might this energy of surprise and potential disruption play out for Cancer, especially in their social world?
Cancer could experience unexpected events within their circle of friends or their broader community. 11th house stuff, like Capricorn's full moon.
Unexpected events with friends. Like what?
Could be new, maybe unconventional alliances forming quite suddenly. Or, on the flip side, some surprising, maybe necessary breakups within their social circles. Expect the unexpected, really, in terms of who you connect with and who you might suddenly drift from.
Okay. Leos often like being in control, right?
Yeah.
Clear public image. How might this unpredictable Uranus energy hit their career, how others see them?
Yeah, Leo could see a real bolt-from-the-blue career opportunity arise. 10th house action. Or there might be a sudden, maybe surprising shakeup in their public image or their professional path.
So a career surprise.
Could be. A chance they hadn't anticipated at all, or maybe a change in direction that feels really sudden, but ultimately quite liberating for them.
Interesting. For Virgo, who usually appreciates order, routines, how might this disruptive force show up, maybe opening new doors?
Absolutely. Virgo might find unexpected doors opening for, say, travel or publishing their ideas, 9th house themes like Pisces full moon focus, or even experiencing a significant sudden shift in their core belief systems.
How could that happen?
Maybe a chance encounter or a piece of information comes along that just radically alters their perspective on something important. Unexpected expansion.
Okay. Libra is all about relationships, finding balance. How might Uranian energy influence their understanding of connections?
Libra could experience sudden, maybe profound clarity about the underlying emotional bonds in their relationships. 8th house, like Aries full moon focus. Or they might uncover hidden motivations in themselves or in others.
Aha moments.
Exactly, bringing unexpected insights into their closest connections. What was maybe murky or unclear could suddenly become crystal clear.
And Scorpio, already going through that deep full moon process, what kind of surprises might Uranus bring to their partnerships specifically?
Right. For Scorpio, they might indeed encounter relationship surprises. 7th house focus, like Taurus's full moon. And the forecast suggests these could be either really positive, exciting new developments or potentially shocking revelations within those one-on-one connections.
Whoa, intense week for Scorpio relationships then.
Potentially, yes. Honesty, authenticity, that's likely going to be key for them navigating this.
How about Sagittarius? They value freedom, adventure. How are they impacted by this shakeup in Ursi Taurus?
Sagittarius might find their daily routines or even their physical health getting unexpectedly disrupted. 6th house, like Gemini's full moon focus.
Routines disrupted.
Yeah, this could actually be a good time for them to consider a new approach, maybe something more unconventional or innovative towards their wellness routines or just their daily productivity. A sudden urge to break free from old, stale habits could be really powerful.
Got it. Capricorns can be quite traditional, value stability. How might they experience this sudden rebellious energy, especially in, say, romance or creativity?
Well, for Capricorn, love could indeed spark unexpectedly. 5th house, like Cancer's full moon focus, or maybe an existing romantic situation could suddenly shift in a totally unforeseen way.
Really? Unexpected romance for Capricorn.
Could happen. Expect the unexpected in matters of the heart, and also anything related to their creative passions or hobbies. A new, exciting connection might just appear out of the blue.
Okay. Aquarians, often ahead of the curve, embrace innovation. Uranus is their modern ruler. How might it bring surprises for them, especially around home and family?
Aquarians are quite likely to experience surprises around property, living arrangements, or within their family dynamics. Fourth house action, like Leo's full moon focus.
Home and family surprises.
Could be sudden changes in the household, unexpected opportunities related to their home buying, selling, renovating maybe, or even just surprising news coming from family members.
All right. And finally, Pisces. How might this Sun-Uranus conjunction electrify their world, especially how they communicate?
Pisces might find this unexpected electricity infusing their voice, their communication style. Third house, like Virgo's full moon focus.
Voice.
Yeah, maybe. It could manifest as a surprising message they receive that totally shifts their perspective. Or maybe a radical new idea emerges from within them, and they feel absolutely compelled to share it. Their usual dreamy way of talking might take on a surprising, maybe even shocking edge.
Wow. Okay, so it really sounds like this entire week moving from that deep emotional exploration of the full moon to the sudden jolts and surprises of the Sun-Uranus conjunction. It's fundamentally about embracing change, isn't it? Staying open.
Precisely. That's the overarching theme. It's this powerful combination, emotional revelation leading right into a period of sudden shifts, potential breakthroughs. It's really crucial for everyone to try and, well, trust the process, even when things feel uncertain or disruptive.
And stay flexible.
And cultivate as much flexibility as possible in their approach, yes. Absolutely.
It sounds like resisting these energies might actually create more friction than just trying to adapt and kind of flow with them.
Exactly that. Don't fear the disruptions that might pop up. They often serve as catalysts, catalysts for necessary release, helping us break free from stagnant situations. And ultimately, that can lead to significant renewal and growth.
So it's an opportunity, even if it feels chaotic.
Definitely. It's a really potent time for honest self-reflection about what needs to shift in your life and for being receptive, truly open to new and perhaps quite unexpected possibilities arriving.
So for you listening, as you navigate this week, May 12th to 18th, 2025, just keep these key astrological events in mind. That illuminating deep full moon in Scorpio. And that surprising, maybe jolting Sun-Uranus conjunction in Taurus.
Yeah. And remember, this period, while it might feel intense at times, maybe unpredictable, it genuinely offers significant opportunities. Opportunities for profound personal growth and for adopting fresh new perspectives on your life, your path, your place in the world.
So we really encourage you to take some time, maybe reflect a bit on what aspects of this discussion resonated most with you. Think about how these powerful cosmic energies might uniquely unfold in your own life.
It's all part of this incredible ongoing cosmic story we're all living through.
Absolutely. Thanks for digging into this with us.